One of the reasons to be excited about the future of Xbox is certainly because of the new studios that Microsoft has purchased in the last couple years. But it looks like that Microsoft is still on the market, and in fact they are shopping for brand new studios to join them in Poland. And of course, when you mention Polish game developers, there's one studio that comes to mind, and that is CD Projekt Red, the makers of the Witcher series as well as Cyberpunk 2077. Is it possible that Microsoft is going to pay billions of dollars to acquire this studio? Or is it potentially a smaller studio in Poland? Let's take a look at this rumor and get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back with another video. Hope everyone's having a great day. And if you don't mind, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me personally. So this is a rumor, of course. Take it with a grain of salt. I'll have all the information linked in the description box below so you can check it out. It comes from a Polish podcast, so it's not in English, so I'm going to kind of translate it for you guys. It comes to us from Boris Nestlespeak, which I know I butchered his last name. I am completely sorry. He's the director of We Are Alright, a film that got a bunch of awards about developing indie games and who knows a lot of people in the Polish game industry. And in his last podcast, he said that Microsoft was in Poland and is very interested in new teams that could join Xbox Game Studio. So I'm going to throw up the tweets here, and it goes, and another rumor, which isn't a rumor, this is a confirmed thing, but the information are uncertain. Microsoft was shopping in Poland. It's not known if they bought somebody. It is known they were for sure in Poland. I know for sure that they talked to one studio. It's not known with whom else. It's not known if they reach an agreement with anyone. I can't say who they talked to much, but it is known that this was the case. Now, we know for a fact that Xbox is still looking for brand new studios. Phil Spencer said as much at XO19, and there's a lot of great independent developers that Microsoft could acquire and partner with in Poland. And I don't know if you guys saw the news today, but Google just picked up their first studio. Sony recently bought Insomniac, so it's on Microsoft to keep that momentum going, to purchase more studios so they can have more content available for Xbox Game Pass, xCloud, and Xbox Series X. But when you talk about Polish studios, there was one gigantic studio, a huge AAA studio that everybody thinks of immediately, and that is CD Projekt Red. And I'm here to say, while that certainly would break the internet, I think there is no chance of this actually happening. And sure, while it's fun to speculate about Microsoft purchasing CD Projekt Red and how that instantly would make that studio the best at Xbox Game Studio, and quite frankly, maybe even better than any of the studios at PlayStation. And while I would love to see the meltdowns that people would have on the internet, I mean, let's face facts. CD Projekt Red doesn't need to be bought out. They're not in any sort of financial danger. They're making millions. They're worth billions. They've stated over and over again how much they value their independence. So I just cannot see this actually happening. However, there are some independent studios in Poland that I could definitely see Microsoft being interested in, and we're going to talk about some of those right now. Now, on the next level down from underneath CD Projekt Red, you have Techland, the makers of Dead Island, Dying Light 2. Now, that certainly is an option. It would be pretty expensive, but they make some quality games, and I would for sure love to see that studio join Microsoft to make some kind of zombie-killing 4-player co-op game. I think they'd be a perfect fit for Xbox Game Studio, although they do have a publishing arm, which I think Microsoft would probably have to get rid of, just like they did with Double Fine. So I think while Techland's a possibility, I don't think it's likely. Now, these other ones that I'm going to mention here are much more likely. Like, for instance, People Can Fly is located in Poland. They've made Painkiller. They've worked with Microsoft before on Gears of War Judgment. They've done Bulletstorm. They've made Outriders. So here's the thing. I think this has a very high chance of happening. When I first heard about this rumor, when someone DM'd it to me and I checked out the podcast to see what people were saying, People Can Fly was the first studio that came to my mind when I read that Microsoft was looking for a studio in Poland. It seems to be a studio that maybe checks all the boxes and makes the games that Microsoft would want to sell and put into their Xbox Game Pass. But there's some other independent studios, a little bit smaller, that I could definitely see Microsoft being interested in. You have studios like The Astronauts, who have made The Vanishing of Ethan Carter and Witchfire. The Farm 51, makers of Necrovision, Get Even, and World War III. You have 11-Bit Studios, makers of Frostpunk. You have Bloober Team, who has made Layers of Fear, Observer, and Blair Witch, and is a studio that Microsoft also has some history with. A lot of those games are on Game Pass. In fact, Blair Witch was exclusive to Xbox for a while before it came to PlayStation. You have CI Games, makers of Sniper Ghost Warrior. So you have a whole bunch of independent studios in Poland that maybe are looking for funding, that maybe meet the criteria that Microsoft is looking for. Because let's be honest, next generation, it's all about content. Microsoft needs more games to power their sales of Xbox Series X and a potential Xbox Series S, but they also need to keep people interested and subscribed to Xbox Game Pass. And while it's great that Microsoft has increased their studios to 15, all making, hopefully, incredible content, I still think they need about 2 or 3 more studios to really round it out. I would love to see a bigger studio like CD Projekt Red, for example, or even on the level of Techland. I think that would be a huge AAA studio to add to Xbox Game Studios and would make them even more of a force in the industry. But I wouldn't be against the idea of adding a couple more smaller studios like People Can Fly or Bloober Team or perhaps the Astronauts. Give them the budget that they want and get out of their way. Let them create the games that they've always wanted to do. So either way, guys, keep your eye on this rumor. Something might come out from this, but then again, like every rumor, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe they're having exploratory talks and nothing happens for some time. But I want CD Projekt Red to be the one that happens because I would love to see the reactions on the internet that day. It would absolutely be amazing to see, but it's something that more than likely 100% is not going to happen. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share this out on social media and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified immediately every single time I drop a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.